Hello. Welcome to your balance practice. Hi, Pete.
Hi.
Indeed, this is Pete. We've got an hour of bliss together. So we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees out wide. However, if you have 2 tennis balls or 2 massage balls of choice, bring those in between your shoulder blades as you lie down in your Supta Baddha Konasana. We're not going to move. We're just going to let the body fall over the balls to allow the massaging. So anywhere in between your shoulder blades. It might take you 1 or 2 goes, or 3, to get it in the right spot. We just want to be passive here though. So no movement. You just want to put the balls, get the balls in there, and then just relax. We're going to do quite a bit of ball work today for our practice. If you don't have the balls though, we'll be utilising in poses. So you just take the pose. So at the moment, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees out wide. If you have weight bags that you'd like to utilise on your thighs or hips, then feel free to bring those in. Start to focus on your breath, slow it down. Our yoga practice, we like to have a mild hypoventilation, which means that we're breathing less than we normally do, but we're breathing fuller than we normally breathe, deeper. With the balls right at the back of your rib cage, right at the back of your lungs. Feel that as you breathe into your lungs, feel that pressure against the balls. As you breathe out, feel the relaxation. If you don't have the balls there and you're just in Supta Baddha Konasana, then feel the back of your ribs against the mat. Feel that expansion on the inhale, the contraction, relaxation on the exhale. Every breath is giving your body the environment, the ability to purify. And the poses and the myofascial release work that we're going to do today is going to offer a deeper level of purification. Purification for the tissues of the body. Yoga is very much a science of the mind. And so purification of mind is actually the ultimate goal of yoga. Bringing us into a state of bliss we call samadhi. To be able to purify the mind, we need to focus. So if you practice this morning or today, whatever time it is for you, commit to this 1 hour of focus. Let go of any distractions from the outside world. Really give yourself this gift of this 1 hour, that's all. It's not a lot of time. But the purification, the benefits, they are endless. We've got 5 more breaths here. Gently release the shape of the legs, so you can either bring the knees up or just let the legs slide out long. And then reach underneath you or peel yourself up off the balls. And just keep a hold of one ball, pop the other ball off to the side. Just lay flat for a moment. Now we're going to take this into a twist. So if you have a bolster or some pillows.
And what?
I don't know. something, some kind of prop. Keep it to your left, because we're going to take a twist over. You're going to drop your knees over towards the left. What you do, how it looks like, whether you do now I've lost all my words. Twisted roots, crossing your right leg on top of left, or you just drop your knees over to the left. Then do that for yourself. So hold the twist here for a moment. Now with the ball, you've got one of three options actually. The first option is don't use it at all, just stay here in the twist. Option 2 is you're going to place the ball underneath your left hip, and then you're going to you're going to roll out of it, place the ball underneath the left hip, and then roll back over into the twist, and just let the hip fall over onto the ball. It's intense. Option 3 is, Pete found the intensity. Option 3 is underneath your lower back on the left side. So it's where your QL muscle is. So it's not on your rib cage. So don't place it on the bone of the rib cage. It's at the bottom of the rib cage. So you place the ball just on the left side, then you roll over and let the weight of the body. That's less intense, but if you have a tight QL, you're going to really feel it. Open up through the arms. Take the head the opposite way. So knees on the left, ball on the left, gaze goes over right. Close your eyes. So each time we add the ball in with the poses, it's not about moving the ball around. You might need to move it once or twice to get it in the right spot. But then it's about surrendering into the ball. Just closing your eyes, releasing, noticing, yes, it might be intense, but trying not to run away from the intensity. Instead, just focusing on your breath. That's the purification process. The ball, the pose will help purify the body. Your concentration, your focus, will help purify the mind. The ultimate goal of yoga. Balance practice is a beautiful opportunity for us to retreat in. For those of us in Melbourne in this stage 4 lockdown, when we're in isolation, we're very isolated from everyone, everything. This is actually, believe it or not, whether it feels like it or not, a very potent gift. It is an opportunity for us to retreat, an opportunity for us to gain some solitude, which we don't often get in the normal world. What's normal these days, though? This opportunity just to slow down. And even though if you're working from home, you might be working a lot. You know, we're still working from home and still quite busy. But because everything's closed down and because we're at home more, it gives us that opportunity to find some solitude. And it's in the solitude where purification and transformation happens. It's in the retreat. And quite often in the yogic tradition, it's not something we can do until later on in our lives when we retire. So for us, in this stage of our lives, to be given this opportunity to experience that level of solitude, such a gift. So I offer this for you, for this time that we are together for our balance practice, to retreat. Just focus on you and the purification of your being. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. You've got 3 more breaths. And then just slowly unravel yourself off the ball. Keep the ball handy though, and lay flat for a moment. Like I said, if you're not utilising the ball, don't worry. We're just going to go from pose to pose. The ball is optional. Ball or balls. So if you utilised a prop on the first side, a bolster or pillows, then bring it over to your other side and set up the same shape. So if you took twisted roots, then take twisted roots. If you took something else, then take it. Set up the twist first, just so the body can sort of feel that before you add in the added bonus of the ball. Remember, there's 3 options. No ball is option 1. So if you don't have a tennis ball or a massage ball, just leave it out. Option 2 is underneath that right hip now. So you roll off, place the ball under the hip, and then roll back over again. Remember, that's the intense ones. Otherwise, it's your lower back, side lower back, your QL. So remember, it's not on the bone, not on the rib. Place it at the lower back, and then you roll over. Place the knees back into the twist. If you need to, it might take you a couple of goes just to find that right spot. And once you've got it, take the head the opposite direction. Close down your eyes and soften. Retreat in. Release any distractions around the house, from the outside world. Just retreat into you, into that place of solitude. A place of purification and transformation. Speaking to a lot of people, and myself included, we could have the mindset that this isolation, this lockdown, stage 4 lockdown, is a burden, is a problem. We can look at it like we've been taken from, our privileges have been taken away. But what if we turn that around? What if we spin that literally 180 degrees? What if we've been given a privilege? In the yoga world, that's how we look at it. It is a privilege to be able to take this time to retreat, to take this time in solitude to purify and transform. We don't get this opportunity ever in our lifetimes. We've never had it, and we'll probably never get it again. What are they saying? It's 1 in 100 years. What a gift. Some people go an entire lifetime without it. We've been given it, whether we were going to be taking it, in our retirement years, we've been given it early. The gift has come early. Retreat in. Settle into that place of solitude. See it as a gift. Got 5 more breaths. Slowly make your way back onto your back. Unravel yourself. Keep a hold of the ball. The next one, you're going to need your strap as well, but just lay flat for a moment. Body unravel out of the twist. Then we're going to set up hamstring hammock. So set up hamstring hammock first before you place the ball. So with your strap, if you don't have a strap, again, don't worry, you can just use your hands. We'll set up the strap first. So big loop of the strap, make sure the buckle end is away from your head. One end of the strap goes around the foot, the other goes behind the head. Make sure the strap is not on your neck at all. Keep your neck safe, use the weight of your head. Once you've got that, then you can place the ball. And so the ball's going to go underneath your left glute. So lift your left leg, place the left, and it can go up quite high too. Then once you've got the ball underneath that left glute, let the left leg go long. Feel free to place a blanket or a weight bag if you have one on top of that left leg. If you don't have a strap, then you'll just be using your hands. So you rest your head on the floor, interlace your hands behind the leg, wherever it's suitable. So it can be behind the thigh, the knee, or all the way up if you have that range. Close your eyes, and again, just let your body and gravity sink in, and then allow yourself to sink in, to retreat in, into that state of solitude. Notice where the mind wanders. Just give yourself some awareness of where the mind goes, and then bring it back to that place of focus, retreating in. It's in the retreat, in that solitude, where the purification happens. We're allowing the mind to go out into distraction. There's no purification there. We have to utilize the mind to purify the mind. Got 5 more breaths. Keep the ball where it is if you're utilising the ball, and if you have a weight bag on that left thigh, keep that where it is too. Just release the strap from your head and foot. Keep a hold of your strap, just let that leg go long. Just lay there for a moment. So the ball stays, weight bag stays, you just release out of the hamstring hammock. And then we'll slowly set up for the other side. So if you used a weight bag, move that. Pop the ball up, out from underneath. Set up the hamstring hammock first. Remember, one loop of the strap around the foot, the other around the head. Keep the buckle away from the head. Once you've got the hamstring hammock going, then you can place the ball underneath the glute. And then if you used a weight bag, you can place your weight bag or blanket or whatever you utilised. And allow your body to soften. Allow the body to retreat in as you allow your mind to retreat in. 5 more breaths. The first side, just release the hamstring hammock. Don't release the ball if you've got that underneath, or the weight bag if you have that on top. Just let the leg go long, pop the strap off to the side. Now move the weight bag and bring the ball out from underneath. Next one, if you're utilising the balls, you'll need both. If you're not utilising the balls, it's happy baby. So happy baby, hug your knees into your chest, grab your feet, let your knees go wide. If you're utilising the balls, you're going to need to set up the balls first. So you're going to place the balls at your lower back, and your happy baby might look very different to what it normally does. Again, you might need a couple of goes to set up the balls. You might not be able to draw your knees all the way in, so your happy baby might be just holding both knees behind. If you have the range, you can lift your hips up off the floor and take that full happy baby with your full weight onto the balls. But it is intense, so it's up to you the level of intensity that you want to practice with. Once you're there, close your eyes, whether you're in just a stock standard happy baby, whether you're in this full version with the balls, or your hips stay on the floor and you just hold behind your knees, or you can even just hold the outside of your knees, that works as well. Solitude is the place of purification and transformation. The Dalai Lama says that the principal tool for purifying the mind is the mind itself. The mind is its own creator, and at every instant, every moment, hence its responsibility, which is essential. We can't expect the body to open up without doing these long-held stretches. We can't expect tension in the body to release without doing some form of body work. Same goes in the mind. We can't expect the mind to release tension if we don't do some form of mind work. And the most potent mind work is retreat. Is sitting in that place of solitude with the self, purifying with every breath, in the place of quiet and stillness. last half of this pose, if you want to do like how we do in our happy babies, a little rock from side to side, you can do that with your knees, rocking from side to side. With the balls underneath you though, you'll notice that it increases the myofascial release, the pressure. So just take it slowly and gently, don't overdo it. You don't want to end up bruising yourself. If you're in a stock standard happy baby, that little sway from side to side is useful for opening up the hips a little bit more. But if you feel any pressure, any discomfort in your lower back, just stay still. The practice of solitude is actually a very renowned practice in the yogic tradition. Pete and I went to India a little while ago and we met a guru, a yogi guru. And in their tradition, they actually retreat into solitude in the Himalayas for 12 years on their own. And they live in caves and they meditate. The meditation is the purification. They devote themselves to that solitude, that purification process. And it's harsh, living in, in the thick of winter below minus 30 degrees up in the snow-capped mountains. Solitude is the place of purification and transformation. You've got 3 more breaths. And release out of this. Move the balls out from underneath. Just lay flat. Let the legs go long. Place the balls back under the glutes for a banana bend stretch. So again, place the balls, you might need to adjust them once you get there. Left leg to the outside of the mat, right leg crosses on top. Shift your shoulders to the left side of the mat. Bring your arms overhead. So your whole right side is stretching out from your fingers all the way down the right side of the body to your feet. And the balls are underneath the glutes. You'll notice that you'll feel the most pressure in the left side. So you've got your right side expanding, stretching, and then that release, that myofascial release of that left glute. One of my teachers was telling me a story a while ago that she met a yoga guru who had done that. I think he had done 20 odd years in solitude. And
And he was telling the story that he came out of his cave and, you know, his years and years of dedicated meditation. And he had reached the ultimate goal of yoga, that SMRT, that bliss, that oneness with all. And he was sitting in front of some students, some disciples, some travelers that were just curious and, you know, wanted him to share his experience with them. And they had all these questions about, you know, the purpose of life and how nature and the cosmos works, and all these questions about what's going on outside in the world. And he said after 20 years of meditation, he said he didn't know the answers to anything outside of him because he was too busy learning about the intricacies of the mind, purifying his own mind. He said he was too busy doing that solitude, purification, transformation of mind process to worry about anything that's going on in the cosmos. Because that's how complex, how detailed and in-depth our minds are and can be. It takes that level of commitment. And that amount of time. So 1 hour, whether it's a day or a few times a week, is not a lot to ask when you think of 20 years in solitude. We've got 5 more breaths. We're going to keep the balls where they are again and just come out of the banana stretch or the banana shape. So bring your shoulders back to the center of your mat, unloop that right leg and bring it back and just lie flat. We take the banana bend the other way. So right leg to the outside of the mat, right side. Left ankle crosses over, top of the right. Shift your shoulders to the right, at least slightly. Arms overhead, both shoulders stay on the floor. Then you've got the balls underneath the glutes, and you'll feel especially that right side more prominent now. You'll still feel the left. Now the left side of the body is expanding. Right glute is gaining the massaging release. Soften in, retreat in. Settle into that space of solitude. 5 more breaths. Slowly keep the balls where they are if you're utilising them. Bring the shoulders back to centre, bring the legs back to centre, and just lay flat for a moment. Release the balls out from underneath. Keep the balls handy. Bring your bolster in underneath now. Underneath your hips, so bring your feet flat, lift your hips up, bring the bolster in underneath your hips. And then take your legs out long. So supported bridge. That's your pose. Prop underneath your hips, hips lifted. Legs long or bent up depending on what's suitable for your body. Balls underneath your traps. So at the very top of your shoulders, one at a time, place the balls, and then whatever's suitable for your hands. So you can cross them, you can keep your arms in a hug, or you can let them go out long. Again, just allow the body to surrender, to retreat. Do the same for your mind. Come into that quiet, still space. Place of focus and concentration, the place that leads us into our meditation, That is the purification. For the second half of this hold, again, you can choose just to stay right where you are, with or without the balls in your supported bridge. Or you can take the legs up into waterfall, again, with or without the balls. So you might need to shift the balls. Once you lift your legs up, the bolster's still supporting your waist. Legs will float up. The balls will shift slightly, they'll go further down the back. So you can choose to leave them there, or you can choose to adjust them to whatever's suitable for you. Got 5 more breaths. Release your feet flat to the floor. Move the balls out from underneath the shoulders if they're there. And then you lift your hips and use your hands to push the bolster underneath your knees, just further down your mat. And let your knees fall over the bolster. We're going to come into our final rest. And for this, it's either just a stock standard Shavasana or grab your block and utilise it as an occipital release at the same time. If you've got eye pillows, if you want to do something else for your final rest, your Shavasana, then feel free. Take whatever option's suitable for you to retreat in. It's that quiet place of stillness, a place of solitude, a place where purification and transformation happens.
Taking some deeper breaths. Start to move the body out of that final rest. Do whatever you need to do just to start to wake the body up again. This practice with the extra myofascial release work throughout will feel a little bit like a sedative. So you might feel a little bit lethargic today, a bit quieter, a bit slower. Good. Really use that. And help yourself up to a comfortable seated position when you're ready. No rush. Bringing palms together at heart center. And closing the practice with the vibration of Om, breath in. Palms to third eye center, we bow. My heart honors your heart. When we're in that place of stillness, of solitude, we experience unity because we are one. Together we say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for your balance practice. Remember, with that extra myofascial release, it does make you feel a bit slower and lethargic. So just slow down today and really enjoy the privilege of retreating in. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Bye.